All right, so we got the full summary for chapter 1079 here. And this chapter is even crazier than what I thought it was originally. Like, we went over the spoilers yesterday. We got super hyped about what Shanks was doing. But now that we know all the details, it's even more exciting. But let's just get right into it. So, the chapter starts with a flashback about York that took place a few hours ago. York realized that the world government betrayed her and that they wanted to eliminate her as well, but York was prepared. So real quick, in the previous chapter, or at the end of it, we saw that York was the traitor. Like, you know, this whole big storyline that we've been following ahead this whole time. Well, it turns out it was York, the desire aspect of Vegapunk. And she also said that she wanted to become a celestial dragon in the previous chapter, but this kind of seems counterproductive to what we're about to talk about. But she says that she ordered all the Seraphim to kill everyone except her. Stella and Cyberpol agents captured in the underground lab. After that, York ordered S-Snake to turn her to stone first, and then return her to normal later. It seems York gave some other order to S-Snake as well, but we can't see it in this chapter. Flashback ends and we see S-Snake flying around somewhere in the present time. The evacuation of Egghead Island continues. So yeah, we did see this in the last two chapters. Like, S-Snake did turn York to stone, and after it was revealed that York was a traitor, we were like, okay, so I guess she told S-Snake to do that so the audience and the other people on Egghead wouldn't speculate or be suspicious of her. And yeah, that's the case, but also her wanted to be a celestial dragon. I guess this is her plan. Like, she thinks that if she has all of this, you know, put together for when Kizaru and Saturn get there, or just the rest of the Marines, she could be like, hey, look, I have all this together for you. I killed all the Vegapunks. So, you know, let me be a celestial dragon, or let me be the only Vegapunk, and I'll work with you. I'll essentially be the true version of Vegapunk that you wanted. So I guess that's like her plan here. And the fact that she's like escaping, I guess she's going to survive and be like one of the main villains, right, going forward, like the evil Vegapunk, and then we'll have like the good one, Stella, who may or may not be with the Straw Hats at this point. Like, I don't think we're finding out what's happening with him, because at the end of the previous chapter we saw her like standing over him with like a gun. So either she is taking him out or taking him hostage. I don't know. It doesn't seem like we're getting too much clear information on what's going on in Egghead. But we're cutting away from that, because outside of the island we can see one of the Blackbeard pirate ships approaching Egghead. So this is super hyped, but unfortunately this is the only update that we're getting on the Blackbeard pirates in this chapter. And I don't know if this means that they successfully defeated Law. I don't even know if this is like Teach's ship. I mean, it says one of the Blackbeard pirate ships, so I don't know, it could be one of the, you know, Titanic commanders or the captains or whatever. But if it is Blackbeard, like Teach himself, then it makes sense considering what Shanks says later on in this chapter. Cut to Elbath. Kid is facing the captains from the Red Hair Pirates fleet. It's known that the captains under Red Hair Pirates fleet are weaker than the captains from the other Yonko fleets. They managed to survive because Shanks gave everyone his flag to protect them. Red Hair Pirates are near the coast, and they're talking while they approach the battle. Lucky Roo says, Captain, stay here, we'll handle this. And Shanks says, Kid has a 3 billion berry bounty. Don't underestimate youngster growth. And then he asks Hongo if there's any intel about Blackbeard, and Hongo replies that they only know Blackbeard left Hachinosu, Pirate Island, but nothing else. And Shanks says, I thought Blackbeard would show up at Wano, but he didn't. So, before we go any further, let me just break this down. So, like he's saying here, Shanks thought that Blackbeard would go to Wano. And I guess this is like Oda trying to clear up why Shanks did show up to Wano like a couple chapters back when he scared off Green Bull. I mean, obviously that was for promoting Film Red, because it was just so out of place and random at the time. But I think Oda realizes that a lot of the readers were like, you know, that was a little sketch. But now this is clearing it up. It's like, oh, Shanks went to Wano because he thought Blackbeard was there. Going back to Blackbeard, what we were just talking about, I guess this means that instead of going to Wano, he decided to go to Egghead. And this could line up with like everything else that's happening, and they could all converge there. That just seems a little too good to be true. And it seems like a lot of the stuff that's happening with Egghead, or the conclusion of all these events, is going to be off-paneled by Oda. He likes doing that stuff. And then we just find out afterwards what had happened and kind of put the pieces together over the span of like 100 chapters. Shanks asks Yasopp if the Kid Pirate's wounds from Wano's battle are already healed before starting the battle. And Yasopp says, they seem perfectly healthy, Captain. Kid constructs an enormous railgun while Shanks arrives ashore. Then Kid shoots the railgun. Kid says, take this, damn punk. Kid destroys all the Red Hair Pirates' fleet ships and defeats all the captains with his attack. But actually, that is not what happened. Kid's attack was the future sight that Shanks saw thanks to his advanced observation haki. Beckman talks with Shanks. He says, "You seem to see quite the future here, right?" Shanks gets angry and serious, knowing how much damage Kid will cause if he lets Kid attack. So Shanks jumps ahead on his own towards Kid's pirate ships and attacks them with a massive Kamusari, Divine Departure, in an epic double page. Shanks uses the same attack that Roger used against Odin in the past. Kid became unconscious and Killer, who tried to help Kid to withstand the attack, but they coughed up blood and became unable to move. Kid and Killer have been defeated together in one attack. Kid pirates beg Shanks for mercy, giving him all the road poneglyphs they have, and Shanks doesn't say anything and jumps away from the Kid pirate ships into the coast. Dory and Bragi have something to say. "Hey little humans, if you turn your gun towards the other people's homeland, then be prepared to meet the same fate." And then they do the Hakoku, which is the same attack that they used on Little Garden to destroy that huge fish, but they're using it to destroy the Victoria Punk, which is like the Kid pirate's ship, and the entire crew drowns in the sea. And the narrator says the 3 billion berry bounty Eustace Kid and his crew are completely annihilated. End of chapter, break next week. Holy freaking crap, guys. Like I said, this is one of the craziest chapters ever, especially for me because I love Shanks, and this is a long time coming. We're finally seeing him do like a crazy attack, actually fighting for real, and it's kind of like what we expected, or at least on this channel, what we've been speculating about for a while now. And it's that Shanks would fight like Roger, because also in the video games, we see him using like advanced cockroach hockey lightning and stuff like that with his attacks coming from his sword. And since it's pretty much been confirmed that he doesn't have a devil fruit, we expected that he'd be using like the highest levels of, hockey in every aspect, and he's definitely doing that. Like, this is an amazing sequence, and it's so crazy that Oda can keep doing this like over 1,079 chapters in the series. But it's like we see this in crazy sequence play out with Kid firing off his railgun, his damned punk. Same thing that he used to defeat Big Mom, with the assistance of Law, of course. But no, with Shanks, he just sees that like 5 minutes ahead of time, and it's like, nah, I'm actually not cool with that happening. So he just rewrites history, jumps in the front, fires off a huge Kamusari, aka Divine Departure. Probably my favorite attack in the series. I've loved this thing ever since we saw Roger doing that flashback, in Odin's flashback in Wano. So amazing. I even have like a toy of Roger doing the Divine Departure. I love that move and sequence so much. But now that we're seeing Shanks do it, oh my god, I cannot wait to see this panel. I can't wait to see all the colorings of it. This is incredible. Shanks just instantly taking out Kid with just one attack from a distance. Shanks is, I think this is confirming that he is by far the strongest pirate in the series. Stronger than Kaido. Yes, I said it. I don't even want to hear this anymore. I think he's way stronger than Kaido. Maybe not physically brute strength. Like, I'm sure Kaido can deadlift more than Shanks, but in an all-out battle, I'm pretty sure Shanks would win. This is so cool, and I doubt that Kid is dead, although it's really not looking good for him. I think somebody's going to save him. Like, one of the giants are going to jump in there and like pull them out of the water and be like, "You learned your lesson, right? Now be good," because, I think the Straw Hats are going to be showing up to Elbaf in the next arc, right? I mean, I don't know if they're exactly leaving Egghead right now, but it seems like everybody is. Not really sure. Like I said, I think a lot of that stuff's going to be off-paneled, but it's looking like the Straw Hats are going to wind up at Elbaf, and they're going to see Kid pirates there who are all defeated, talk to them about Shanks. I think Elbaf is going to be like one of the biggest exposition arcs in the series, because we got to talk about all the stuff with Kid and Shanks. Then, of course, we got to talk to the Burn Man, aka Saul. He's got to reunite with Robin, tell everybody about all the Ohara stuff, and then of course we need to figure out all the Prince Loki stuff. We need to have Usopp's character arc. So much going down. Future of the series is so exciting, and it just got even better with Shanks just showing us how unbelievably powerful he is, and it is so exciting. He is like the perfect next level up for Luffy to go after, because he kind of has to fight him at this point. It was established that he's going to do it, at least in Punk Hazard. So that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Let me know what you think about the chapter in the comments, and if you like the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.